Hi, it's Lance with Silverwolf's Computer Service. Today, I'm going to show you a couple of very beginner iPhone tips and tricks that I find a lot of our clients don't really know yet, and they should. So almost everybody I know has an iPhone, or of course Android, and a lot of these tips will apply to Android too, but today we're going to specifically focus on iPhone itself. Now, one of the first things that you're going to want to do on your iPhone is head over to Settings, scroll over until you get to the camera section, and here's where you can control a lot of the stuff that Apple has kind of tweaked for you. So, as an example here, you can turn on and off a grid for a rule of thirds. You can have it automatically scan those QR codes. Those are the fuzzy squares that you see on products and stuff. If you use the camera to automatically scan a QR code, it'll bring you to the website that'll give you more information about that product. The record video. This one is very important. This is the quality of the video that you will shoot. And the FPS stands for the frame rate, or frames per second, that the camera will capture when it's recording video. All that is a whole lot of mouth garbage to say that the more frames per second you have, the slower or smoother your video will look. So if you watch like soap operas or things in slow motion and they have this really fluid feel as opposed to this choppy feel, that has to do with the frames per second. Think about it like this. In a movie theater, all movies are shot at 24 frames per second, so they have that cinema feel. But you might have noticed when you get home and you watch it on Blu-ray with your special TV, it all looks real fluid. That has to do with a couple of different things, but frame rate's the main one. So back to this. Depending on which iPhone you have, you will have a varying degrees of quality. At the bottom here, it will tell you how heavy, how much digital weight or storage your iPhone is going to store at these rates. So as an example, I have mine at the highest possible setting you can have, which is 4K at 60 frames per second, which is going to eat up 400 megabytes, basically a ton of room. Not everybody needs that, but I like to shoot my video at the highest quality setting that the phone can afford. All that being said, if you have 1080p at 60 frames a second as opposed to 1080p at 30 frames a second, your videos will be about double the size, but you can also shoot these really fluid ones that'll look great on TVs for years to come. I wouldn't recommend the 720p setting unless you are shooting a video you really don't care about. Even though it's considered HD, it really pales in comparison with all the other settings that your iPhone probably has. Finally, at the very bottom, we have an auto HDR and a keep normal photo. HDR stands for high dynamic range. This basically takes the highest brights and the lowest lows of your photo and tries to smash them all together through software to make a brighter, better photo. See, this is a photo that was taken with HDR. Now it's a live photo, which we'll get to in another section, but you're going to see the HDR snap into place as the live photo stops and the HDR snaps in. Watch. Boom. You see how the sky went from white to blue? Same thing here. That's HDR in action. So that's what you can do in the settings of the application, and that's just tweaking the settings of the camera itself. Next time we're going to explore how to shoot with the iPhone effectively. Stay tuned.